vessels. When there's enough sugar, it tells the rest, go and pack. Sit down, reserve team.
As I'm check it.
And I'm check it says sugar don't is it too much? Is the sugar too much or too little?
Okay.
So if the sugar is enough, it tells the rest to go and pack. And then you use what you need. If the sugar is too little, it says, hey, we need reinforcement. Then add more sugar. That's what happens. So with diabetes, principally the issue is that either say your body is not able to control the sugar by the cell, those soldiers now American. They are not enough to control the crowd.
Okay.
And now say the crowd has become resistant. So it's either your body doesn't produce enough insulin, which could, regulates sugar in the body, and then, or that's one, that's what we call the type 1. And then we have type 2, where the body becomes resistant to the insulin.
Okay. Oh, various types of diabetes.
Yes, that's one.
Diabetes.
We even have gestational diabetes. Also, when they become pregnant, somehow they can develop some diseases. Sometimes to be hypertension, it can be diabetes. So that one, it comes, and then after the birth, the control
disappears.
Yeah, the control.
I experienced that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yes. So I was asked to go to the lab. I was made to drink glucose.
Okay.
And then they checked something, and I was told that I had what they call gestational diabetes. But right after my baby was born, somehow it went by itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even with hypertension, but with a few people, it stays, unfortunately. So that would mean that the sugar is running through the body in a way that the body cannot handle.
Soldiers are responsible for distributing, for instance, more break it down, the food, on the different.
And no, so digestive system and a break it down. Then it categorizes where protein, where vitamin, where for energy. But that is to be transported across the whole body. The Ministry of Roads and Transport, the blood circulatory system, is what carries all the food around, including sugar.
Okay. So now that we understand what diabetes is, why does it have that effect on the eye? Okay. And at what stage? We have gestational, pre-diabetic, type 1 and type 2.
Yes.
Which of these stages can affect the eye?
Okay, so since we ended at Ministry of Roads and Transport, let's continue our journey. Yes. So the blood, you realize blood vessels are practically everywhere in the body. So your eye too needs the same blood. And that blood will go through blood vessels. And sometimes we need it to be call because the blood vessels that are in your eye are now getting more blood passing through, so they become more visible.
Which is a good thing.
Is it the redness?
The redness is what I'm talking about, not the good redness. Normally, you shouldn't really see them too much. Your eyes should not be totally white. And see, the ladies who are listening, please, your eyes don't have to be perfectly white.
Black and white. This one person when black and white.
No, it shouldn't be so.
Why did you refer to the ladies?
Oh, you know now. You know, ladies, I hear it a lot from ladies when I'm in the consulting room. Oh, doc, can't you get me some medicine that will make my eyes white? I hear it a lot. A man will not really bother too much. No. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, your eyes can look nice, but it doesn't mean that it should be very, very white, spotless. Nah, the blood vessels there would give it a little color. A little bit of color. Okay. But it shouldn't be red as well. Okay. So
if it's red, then it's an infection, would you say?
It could be an infection, or it could be something that's irritating the eye, or, many other things. But it should not be too red. Neither extremes.
So what you're saying that there has to be a balance?
Yes, there has to be a balance.
Maybe a balance.
It looks balanced.
Right, that's let's go. Let's move on.
So the blood going into the eye, when sugar goes into the eye metabolizes or breaks down the sugar. See, sugar no, we need to hear sugar no. And it's a free, when you pay baby, I already know where the food is taken from or absorbed. If you want to say we need more, when you know a use sugar no, and also here it needs energy to see well. Okay. So when it gets into the eye and it is too much, then the problem of control again comes. So there are different ways that blood will affect your eye and the way it works. So we can even start from the front. So there is this we call the lens. It's clear. It's a clear something in the eye, protein made up of protein. Light passes through the lens and then goes to focus at the very back of the eye. We call that the retina. The retina is like the screen. No say match. Now say we use projector and then the white cloth. Then you project the match onto the white cloth. That white cloth is like something like that in the eye at the back. We call it the retina. So the retina picks all the lights. Then the projector, no, we can say that will be the lens. See, lens now what we need. That's what controls how light will focus on your eye. You don't see things at the same distance all the time. Sometimes it is close like this table. Sometimes it's far away. Yeah. So your lens will keep refocusing the light and showing how it should enter, where it should pass. This lens uses sugar or the glucose a lot.
To do that effectively?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you have too much sugar entering the lens in the eye, my integrated science.
Okay, yeah.
My So the lens in the eye, when there's too much sugar, you realize that at the eye friend osmosis, the lens will become concentrated into a bit around it. No, udi benkwana udi ediani it means so because you need more. There's too much concentration. So then the lens will start to absorb water from fluid from the surrounding. After the enye clear because it's soggy, it gets soggy. But the sugar, that's one sugar, and then two, the sugar that is already too much in the lens is not broken down well. So the pathway, now after the lens starts to absorb water. So we know, obia diabetes, we also say an initial ABC kakra. Kusukusu. I say if it goes advanced, they can talk about it being a bit cloudy. So that is one of the things. All these things I'm mentioning, we group them under what we call diabetic eye disease. Okay. That's how diabetes affects the eye. So this is one, the lens getting cloudy. And if it continues, sugar no one shiny doctor man will draw one check, one check up. It can progress and it can progress into a cataract. Wow. Yes. So diabetes can cause cataracts, or diabetes can make even natural. Cataracts can be natural as you grow, get to old age. Yes. You can get it. So if you
without having diabetes.
No, without that one, it's normal. You grow in your old age.
Okay.
But you can have diabetes accelerating this natural cataract. Oh. Either it is time for you to get cataract and to accelerate it, or you don't have cataracts and to give you cataracts. So you'll not be seeing very well at all. And cataracts, no say, the lens no in your eye is no longer transparent. Can you into infirmary? A control light is a canyon into infirmary NHS. We need Afra.
Wow.
Yeah, that's you are getting blind as a result of the cataract.
So would you say, Obia or diabetes should go to an optometrist, or they should still stick to their normal, or is it that they get referrals? Educate us a bit.
Okay, so anyone who has diabetes would definitely do several checkups. Okay. Important part of the checkup is the eye. Unfortunately, your side no, you move a brain. Say diabetes can affect the eye. Actually, when I talk about it, people
okay. So please, but if you could stop just for a minute,
yeah, sure,
and talk about the diagram on the screen.
All right. So we see the image on the left. That's the normal retina. You see the blood vessels. Those are some of the blood vessels at the back. And there's this place that is labeled the macula. That place is where the most sensitive part of the whole retina. So that's how a normal retina should look like. So this image, I'm glad it's projected here, is put up here. I'll talk about it for a little bit. Okay. So the first I mentioned is the cataract. Now, number 2, the next one is, the next one that we'll talk about is what we call the retinopathy. Into diabetes, it may affect your lens, number 1. Now, it may affect your retina. So, how does it affect this? And this is even more worrying. We should be more worrying.
Okay, if you can have the picture back. Yeah,
yes,
diagram.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want the first one or this one is okay?
Maybe the first one.
The first
so
one.
So the cataract, yes.
Please,
so
the doctor wants us to have the first one so he can explain to us.
So
later.
when we have the at the back, the retina, very good. You see the blood vessels there, no? Those line things. Some are thick, some are thin. So some are arteries, some are veins. At their diabetes, moja FM walls no, it begins to weaken them. To be leakages so fluid will be leaking out of those walls. And that is what other diagram no diabetic retinopathy.
White spots.
Yellow be. Yellow no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yellow be. The white spots are also there. The white spots, when it becomes a lot, we call that cotton wool spots. But those yellow ones, they are what we call the exudates. Exudates. So you see that at the beginning, early kisano, there will be a point where there will be when can I say, as a pobby on the blood vessels. A pobby on the blood vessels. And he said, in a funny way to explain, if someone or something knocks your head or a bee stings you, you see that some parts into blood vessels now on certain points when you say they'll be
and your friends and
it's hard to see. That one there is hard to see.
Okay, now
a friend of microaneurysms.
Oh, all right.
It's hard to see. Even for the doctors, we have to be very careful when you say yes.
All right. Now white spots now
those are the cotton wool spots American. And see leakages occurs now, and you have all these coming out. They can get an aggregation, and then you see it white like that. To say cotton wool now at so imagine say leakages way out okay. In a worst case scenario, as it gets worse, blood can now even leak out.
Like you can see blood coming out of
inside the eye, yes.
So it doesn't come out of the eye itself.
No.
But it bleeds inside the eye.
Inside, at the back, at the retina. You will not see it.
Okay.
So you realize that this is the portion that is supposed to be handling your light, reception of light, and it's supposed to be neat, clean. Well,
like the first
arranged.
one.
Yes, like the first one.
When the blood oozes out, then it bless it.
Yes, the blood, the cotton, all those things damages the retina. So, say, can you echo with any more? End to me, end for me image. To say, when you know, but interestingly, you know, so what diabetes and that's a name way started to say bar. Most of the time, you know. Problem. Said at the early stage. It to me start to say now who are there. But I started to say when I started to touch man and said who are there no. I started to say from and nature say it be na
problem na kwechire pa. Enti na me busa question is obia ya diagnosed with diabetes no. E was see a hwe say obesha se akọ eye check immediately. And I say at what stage?
Luckily no. You need time. There is no fixed time for this to occur. Say you diagnose you say I say what diabetes is near. Na say enya dia achewo mu san enfi bebre ansa na wakwa. Normally your eyes will be okay. So after the problem is poorly controlled diabetes. One factor. Say one numedru control ninya.
Now we call diabetic clinic.
Now we call diabetic clinic. Stubborn Academy. Also there one for drobia number 1. And I say achewo. See obi wo ho a when you diabetes 5 years na ni asay. Obi so when you diabetes 15 to 20 years na afi na e bia ye science na kakra. Ni nyina depending on one the control.
What you saying is over diabetes definitely it will affect your eye. Is that what you're saying? Definitely.
If the duration is what matters.
Okay.
If you have diabetes for 30 years and you try to control it, definitely you will have some little damage. But
it won't be as extensive as will be our own share. Okay. So what remedies are available for people?
Oh, there are a number of them.
Okay.
But first of all, try say we need diabetes. Try say I'll mix these two together. Then if you have diabetes, one, you should make sure that a drona edema no. I mean, who said I mentioned? Yeah, me probably if you say doctor for no, ebia yem pese omo ever tom. So na me who sometimes.
Now, doctor, I said back when me about this diabetes affecting any say. Obisi say onum diabetes don't drew baby sebi ebema ni bema aye bibi owo enti enu nti na odoji no, but in the end what is say odoji so anani befra enti na che say abrewa na sem na okai provision is better than cure no enu wunya pa na che say e wo say obomodi say wunya diabetes because akoye damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yes, so it's better if you can do change your lifestyle. So you see, I will call now for Uber, which me and Nantiako, and now for Trotro, Nante. Do get very physical, maintain a good weight, and then again you should. One thing I also check upon what we call the ABC. One, your fasting blood sugar, your blood sugar. Sorry, your fasting blood sugar. And I have about no lab and can check it. Your friend HbA1c, or hospital. I'm check him out. That one is more
deep vein stuff. Let's go.
Yes, and then the second one, check your blood pressure. Sorry, because if your pressure goes up, it affects the way diabetes moves fast. And then check your cholesterol. You see, when you do this, it helps in the keeping of your
body.
Your body, yes. And then a drone now make catch yourself fano. What fana say when your reaction? I mean, for a drone. I mean, me papa say ko doctor ho. Say kuku enjewa ebia obla na bejo.
Sanity.
Yes, so the doctor will find obenya a drug and no. Yes, then he would give it to you. Because another thing, if it goes on, one important thing a man can is this. A bit to me, some things that happen in the blood vessels, it can block blood from moving. Yes. So you will not have what we call perfusion, the penetration of blood inside the retina. It can block it. Sad in about where your body will, or your eye will start giving out what we call growth factors, vascular endothelial growth factor, and start producing new blood vessels quickly. Because it's like quine woho, quine.
Quine bakusia.
I'll say a critical.
And is it a bad thing?
It's a bad thing because these new ones are created hurriedly and they are very weak and they can break again.
Can that cause some sort of infarct?
Yes, there are actually infarcts that have, yes, in the eye.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It can cause an infarct.
Yes. So
okay, in fact, now I can be a stroke and as a mild stroke and as a doctor infarct.
Yes.
And not just say when you have diabetes, no one sure when
it's like that's more like the ischemia is more like a stroke in the eye. So these things going through the new blood vessels that are being formed, they are weak. So and then they can die off easily. So when they die off, another problem. When we say they get your friend fibrosed into a retina no, a tally retina no, it can a bit retina no. See retina makes me or detach from the back.
But are these signs that you would know, say, this happening? What are some of the signs?
Some of the signs that you may see, apart from normal blindness, sometimes with me who say, I said, be vision, white background. That one can coincide with what we call, your worried face. It can coincide with what we call flu test, which is normal. You're wondering.
I thought I would share light. Black. But we won't share light.
Oh, wait, share light. Depending on how progressed it is. You can see those dots. And sometimes you see that, who are there by this side, who are there, if blood has spilled at the back around the side, I can't see the side well. And then the more important, the more terrible one said, Sa de no tia retina no it detaches and no emergency. Say a wire retina no wire, we should have a surgery immediately.
Is it because blood is oozing? Is it some sort of internal bleeding?
No.
What? Why? Kwesi Krasi.
I should slow down.
When it comes to surgery, it's something else. I mean, surgery in the head.
I understand.
Okay, so why is it an emergency?
It's an emergency because retina no here blood like the brain. If blood doesn't enter it quickly, it can die. Cells no can die. So if you don't reattach it quickly and make things fine, now retina no revive here.
When it detaches, what are the immediate signs?
You see, I say the curtain be will be the curtain be akata we di sir.
What was here the napkin be ego any so?
I say who are you? But part be ti ebia say aha na detach here. I have a tomb, but when this on one eye.
I'm a say phone natural form.
That's a very good example.
I say as a cracky. What's another baby?
Education.
Yes. You can see. Hey,
you can't see because the light is not getting to where it should. That thing that's supposed to be like this has come like this.
Apart from surgery, are there any other remedies? I'm talking about people who are not financially sound. This has happened to them. What is?
I don't know of any other remedy for
alternative.
No. I don't know of any other alternative for retinal detachment. And you have to be very careful. That's the bottom line. Because we should be rushing into the theater now.
It is you've missed a lot. But you need Dr. Dery, afa nifra enam diabetes so eba wakasa bebre na baby aye du no aye hu kakra o se wo ho na se wo hwa ade na ase wo se phone hwe fom a wo se ase oil bi ink bi agufa na fa na ase hu bo se na ase pepa ba obehu na screen nyina aye so to na wo hwa ade na ye wo saa na wa hunu se o se retina no adetach ati awai no o say a medical emergency.
A surgical emergency.
Surgical emergency.
There were medical emergency.
And there was surgical. Where is surgical?
Yes.
Emergency.
Yeah, it is.
And we see
and it's not an easy surgery too. So, but and the success rate sometimes you have to pray.
And for people to me as a result of this, so when you're immediate,
no, just you get the eye will go.
When you na be fra, say surgical emergency.
Yeah, irreversibly.
Okay, doctor, Ghana apart from lifestyle waka, and any edin komo bebre about cigarette and sign those things. E dey be bio me ya e kofa sa problem ever.
It's basically these days. Apart from omwa, emfa say eye omunipedua like type 1 say autoimmune diabetes then that one enye omwa. You know, they were born like that. So the body starts to fight its own self, the sugar controlling cells. So that's one. There's nothing much you can do. But that's just about it. Diabetes is more of a lifestyle disease.
Doctor, let's look at pediatric diabetes because it's on the ascendancy in Ghana.
Yes.
Pediatric diabetes and diabetes. Are they also exposed to what you have explained here?
Oh, the children of, for example, before, children used to walk to school a lot.
Yes.
They were not carrying certain processed drinks, too much processed drinks. They were eating more natural stuff.
So you have a little rise in all of that.
Yes, children need they need the sugar though. They play more than adults, but some of these things are missing. Over small class on house a hoa man sikamfa trotra na bibisa. You know, we don't work as much. Even we, the adults, we become sedentary. So, me and Kasa, once in a while, I pack. I'm thinking about packing my car again. Yes, I'm a car. Like, I'll walk from one point to another, sweat a bit, take a car, go, and something like that. I get home. I do it for a bit, and I realize I feel much better. If you can do that, I'll recommend it.
You're escaping the air condition. does it also have a major effect since like it has become a lifestyle for most of us?
To be blatantly honest with you, when you talk about, people talk a lot about air conditioning and all that. I haven't really read much research into aircon causing
diabetes.
A lot of, not apart from diabetes, too much of the health stuff.
Okay.
I won't go into it too much for now. Yes, but I think
in 10 years time you will.
Well, so far
when we get there, we'll cross the bridge.
Yeah, we'll cross the bridge. Yeah.
So people should take very good care of themselves with this. If you have diabetes, it does not mean you are going blind. So there are remedies. So Obana say a share. There are various stages. You know, we have the non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy, and then we have the proliferative. Don't bother mentioning
what is the proliferative?
That one is simply HSA. Where new blood vessels are formed or no new blood vessels are formed.
Okay.
The new blood vessels no form a crown. Sometimes we form a tree and a mark channel. Sometimes the formation crown it will be the front of the eye, so that you have maybe a black no. One and yet to cry one not that one, just around in the black. New blood vessels will come. They can block some places where fluid goes out of.
Oh, okay.
This can cause what we call angle closure glaucoma. Okay. So, say diabetes, that's apart from the dryness, the tears that lubricate the eye, they dries off quickly, it's not produced well, and also can home. But these are just some of them. So, if you do have diabetes, your doctor will check first. Work optometrist or what, and that's what we need. What diabetes? If you have the droby, about 2 any so said the tocrona, to see at the back of the eye, it opens up. We call it a dilated fundus exam. Yes.
Jamwani be, you know.
Yes.
Jamwani, and no problems when you know,
yes. There's a reason. Yeah. So when it opens like that, we are able to see better, look all around. Your eye doctor will look all around well. Or dot blood vessels, leakages, whether there is what we call edema, say. There's leakage at the back, it's where pejaka crack, and we'll check for all that. Okay. And if you do have, depending on the stage, you're between a laser, what we call laser treatment.
Okay.
And new vessels near Basana, we can use laser to bend them off, seal them off, so that it doesn't leak. This one is not really outside bloody like that.
It's laser. But then before let's look at the eating habits.
Yes.
People have diabetes. Let's look at that.
Okay. I don't know if I should maybe finish with the other 3 because I'm afraid I'll forget.
Okay.
So the laser. There is the laser. You can also. He doesn't like the next one.
Okay, go on.
Be okay with it.
Let's help somebody.
Yes, inside at the back, there's fluid inside. We have front, aqueous humor, back, vitreous humor. When the leakage occurs, blood can come inside the eye. And it will block your vision. Then we have to clean the blood out.
Wow.
So we have to do.
Are you literally sucking it out or something?
If you say so.
It's sucking out the blood.
I didn't say it that way. I didn't say it that way. But what we call the vitrectomy, so that we will take that fluid out, the one contaminated with the blood, and then put another silicone gel, some gel inside, so that it's clear you can see.
You can see.
Then
the final one.
And then, of course, if you have the detachment, we'll do the surgery for you. So by a laser now, your vision may not be, if you came with say 70% vision, laser now, a subetica crack after the surgery. But the advantage, then you will not, the likelihood that it will go all the way.
I know somebody.
That one is dangerous.
Najumam, they had an eye screening.
Okay.
And then this person was asked to go back to this thing for further checks. And it was then that the optometrist actually told him, say, you could actually be having diabetes. Nice. So go and check. Meanwhile, before then, not on your clinical text be I actually say, but through the eye, the optometrist could tell.
Yes, that's true.
Say the ABIANA or into one conco check. Would you say that regular eye check could actually save our lives?
Yes.
And through the eyes, we can detect other diseases forming.
You have hit a very important point. Yes, regular eye checks can save your life in different forms of disease. The last time when I said it, I meant that the eye was a window to the body.
To the body.
So, to say any dashboard, what driver as a fuel lower, ube dashboard no so overheating ube dashboard no so similar things occur in the eye so that you are able to see and check like okay, this could probably be happening. So your eye doctor can actually really help you and save your life. I also check you when so we check for all that. So what I've lost my chain of my line, but it's
through your eye,
good.
Other diseases could be detected.
Yes, sometimes you go to the you have glasses. Wash your glasses. 6 months, 7 months, and yet okay, where your mommy. Another little it's possible that your sugar is changing and rapidly. Maybe your optometrist can detect this thing, you are changing your glass a bit too early.
Very important.
There are times when may show cry, check. I'm like, no, let's not give you glasses yet. Right, go and check your sugar first.
Wow.
Or if I can check it in office for you.
I've been in that situation when they said, nah, we can't give you glasses now.
Okay, good.
Yes. And I insisted for the glass because I want to read and it's like there's a slow problem there. I can't see that much. You see?
I've met your cousins before. Yes, because you don't see how dire the situation is. Yes. So yes, the eye exam is very critical. If you have diabetes, and you've had it for a while, I suggest every 6 months, just walk into an eye clinic.
How much does it cost?
For an eye check.
Yeah,
that varies from place to place.
The facility you are going.
Yes, it varies from place to place. But
Ghanaians want to know cost a lot. They tell me on the show, like,
but thankfully, it's not. It doesn't cost that much. Like I believe that Obibia can. Most people can afford. I am confident of this.
Most people can afford. It doesn't cost that much. Most people can afford it.
Yes.
No, that's what you
mean. Because
when it comes to money issues and our health,
then you go
reluctant.
If you think checkups are expensive, then consider stroke.
Let me give a range. I may be wrong, right? But I'll be somewhere. Look, sometimes, depending on where you go, you can get as low as 50 cedis.
Yes.
For real?
Yes. For real. The government facilities.
Consultation. And then they share. But we can say, what diabetes? Now, check you when you need it.
Okay.
Good.
Now let's
you can also get maybe a little on the, maybe 300 cedis, 400 cedis.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes, but we need. And Nama can say, you see what people are eating. Yes. Say, now then they'll call their girls. Now we pay. Barman, more, bring more.
But when it comes to health, we don't want to pay.
Yes, so that the consultation, even though for a few, some people it will be difficult. I believe that majority of Ghanaians now should be able to access. Yes.
Look, since you are already here, although this, I'm veering a little from what we're discussing. Since you're already here, let's take advantage of you. Okay. We're entering the dry season. Okay. How would we protect our eyes?
Very good.
To prevent these kinds of problems we have?
So the dry season comes with, weather changes.
I think I should speak the right English. How should we? Why would I say how would we? No, how should we? In fact, I could be here and saying, bro, how should we protect our eyes?
Okay.
I'm very particular about it.
So in Ghana, you were rainy season, dry season, or wet and dry season. And I said, kind of dry season, things will be dry. The fact that things will be dry will mean it will also be dusty because the dust particles will not be stuck on the ground. The wind and a bit windy. And then it will be sunny as well. So you have lots of area and rays. So what I recommend first of all is that if you can get some good sunglasses, if you recommended, yes, I was entering because I don't just go and buy any dark glass. You may actually be harming your eyes with just any dark glass. And I'll explain soon. But when you wear the dark glasses, the glasses form a barrier between your eye, and that's not that's one. And then the wind, a barrier against the wind. These are important because that's no. The wind can dry off the eye. Already, the air is not moist enough, so water will be evaporating quick. So if you let wind move it around, I mean, more water will get out of your eye, and it will not be good for you. When you especially it will itch a bit. So that's the glasses do that protection. So specs that make sure you wear it well.
Okay.
I hope somebody is watching. The children, you've been asked to, and that's how wear your specs.
Wear your specs.
Around this time, but then first educate us on how to keep the eye. And then we'll come to that.
Then, so we should have that. Then the glasses in terms of the sun. I did be a friend UV radiation. I fear we are air. UV radiation, yeah, they are to me when you can say what we see from the sun is visible light, and then what we feel from the sun is infrared radiation, the heat. There are many others. There's microwaves, there's X-rays, there's also UV radiation. When you don't have a detection instrument, that one can damage the eye. Into glass installation, you go to a recommended an eye clinic.
Yeah, my glasses no boy do.
Say, and the last time I heard, they said, come with this range.
But then, say, Nipa no offer so to me any facilities, eye care facility. That's what person will write. Say there are so many shops that they sell a whole lot. A BC designer, a big boy, they need those things. Me but what should we look out for?
No, crane say. Obia benya neso I'm telling you. But Uncle Lebo White said this thing somewhere. Uncle Lebo White said this thing. I was at the He said a Ghanaian is somebody who can afford a kweteshi but has a taste for champagne. See, Oba Clinic, there are various categories, you know. We just like cars, utility, luxury, I mean, mid-range, and all of that. So definitely. Ubenya bibi and they'll be nice. It's not that, it's not because maybe utility
now okay, my question about eating habits if you have
yes.
Let's get back to it.
So what I find out is that when I look into diabetes a lot, what I find out is that if you go more into the plant-based diet, it's very helpful. Plants, nuts, and I'll say this. Okay, I won't mention his name, but if he's watching, he will know. There's this doctor, eye surgeon, and I almost mentioned this name.
It will be good.
No. I'm not sure he would mind, but I wouldn't because I have not asked him.
You haven't sought permission.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
He's a very good man.
You're a great man.
Yes, he's a very good man. And he was sharing his life, his experience with us doctors. In one of our sessions, and he said he's somebody who will be or jog it, or exercise. Now one day, sorry, I see all diabetes. I go check it. It's all diabetes, and how he's surprised because he's been taking care of himself. So after thinking, researching, this one is personal. He discovered something and decided to follow through. So he did more of a plant-based diet. Number one. And then the part that we don't hear often, roughage and nuts. Nuts.
The roughage, do you mean the fiber?
Fiber.
Okay.
And nuts. Those ones, he ate a lot of them, a lot of it. Blood sugar control was very, very good. As we speak, he doesn't take any medication.
So the nuts we're talking about are groundnuts.
Yes, just
the
nuts we have around. Yes, nuts.
All the nuts.
See, the dietitians and nutritionists would know more about this and can even give us more insight into it. But it's, yes, and I have looked into it. I've read it. I've looked at several other researches, people's experiences, and it's been good. So if you are diabetic, do a more plant-based diet. I'm not talking here as an expert in diabetes. So this particular point, mine is the eye. This particular point, take it as a brother advice.
So any your beans.
Yes.
Ya toso dear tomatoes. Ya yanko
yes.
Dan emwa enamno. Emojanam emponchini pork ne.
Ino yanti so na ye nambebre.
Integals ye ni mre no ho.
Emre ne pa.
Emre
pa kontomre no moringa no. More plant-based diet. And then would emphasize fruit for no. Oh, I want to be healthy. I want to eat fruits. Fine. I read somewhere and it was very interesting. I agreed with them. Say, whoa, on say tap a smoothie. The best blend them. No, ma blend it. Wo blend it. You miss some of the nutritional value because the fiber no. Fiber ni bi ohwa obemana is smooth until the spongy effect that's supposed to a washing effect that's supposed to happen in your intestine.
And I read somewhere say once it becomes smoothie it is no longer fruit. In fact, almost say sometimes we even end up worsening our condition when we it is smoothie no me who so be recommended no blindly. I have my own reservations because if you go into smoothie deeply, sometimes it can end up affecting our health.
Yes, good. You should eat it. The smoothie. The problem with the smoothie is that we blend it now fine, it's not able to achieve all that apart from destroying some nutrients. That's one. So if you can get it rough, it's a good thing. Imagine, for example, would the orange. If you did orange juice compared to eating the real orange, how many oranges would you would you have to do juice the juice that will make you satisfied? You use more oranges, and then if you it's the orange the normal way, then you turn the inside out and eat everything.
And
you realize that 2-3 oranges now are full. Banka juice now squeezy baby, so you are getting more sugar in your system. So you overload your system and it becomes hard to control.
My last question for people who've had injuries to their head, what would be your advice for
people
them?
Have injuries to
and head injuries in the area. What would be the advice for them?
Okay, so I'll talk even more pertaining to the eye. Head injuries are very, very serious. Your head is more like the control center. Of course, we have the central nervous system. There is the autonomic nervous system, and then we have the peripheral nervous system, and then central nervous system. You should, if you have a hit to your head, please let's check it, because say that we can't say moja etumi leaky we near to me find any say. You can also have leakages somewhere. There can be a damage. Apart from the damage to the moja, other structures can get damaged. Let me give an example. Between edenitia boho, na afi nenino.
Balance.
Na nenia ko baby. Neni baako.
Yes. Doctor, so I think near doctor can any was say book unboxing arena for me. 1 year boxing or Max TV.
I like that.
You will have to come together. Now we invited Third Eye for
Interestingly, Third Eye Care Vision Center. We've gone there. Yes.
I'm so happy. I didn't know that.
Are on our hearts. They know us.
Talk to us about Third Eye, because I promise us.
Okay.
Talk to us
so
about
Third Eye Care Vision Center, we provide total eye care solutions. Whether it's equipment or healthcare, anything eye care, we help you out. Yeah, well, North Ridge, one of our branches at North Ridge, we are in the same building as Sunny FM. And then we are also at Airport Residential Area. I'm usually more at Airport Residential Area. And on Association School Road, just by the Mirage Building. If you can just even call, and then we'll give you more direction. So if you want to call Third Eye, 0543 287 008
0543 287 008. For Dr. Dery or your optometrist, and anɔpa ni ndi nkomo afa ekwan ya diabetes edi enifraba afensu ye wie ye oni edi nkomo se ye wura opanimu assassin I always say nti yem mo dey I see yen protect you.
Let's get to the eye clinics. Go and let us
I see enkokrom enkwa ba bi nkasa okoto space. Etoda enokura be say wani. Na emomura eye care especially third eye for or see obia benya ne so ni de enkasa ne bo edin. Afen so owie ye no or see yem mo dey na yemhwe aduane. Wo diabetes are the more plant-based nuts no. And no Dr. Dery, that's CP.
All right, and then Nanajo's birthday. Nanajo, if you're watching, we want to say happy birthday. All of us who work at IMAS, we miss you and we remember you for your good work. Happy birthday to you. Meeting another TV screen, Alex Kwesi Krasi. Please do check up on me tomorrow. God willing, we shall be back with another edition of Max One. A big thank you to Doc. Hope to see you again.
Yeah,
you've really educated us today, and I believe people watching at home have been educated. Joy.
Yeah, Madam Mama G so washa material no. Mama G sentare quite white baby. 31st no man or the other kwakra to do owo ho. Meda CP. Onyankopon adoma ochene ba be hia kai say enye no nson biom eye no nsia. Mutala ye beba na mutala the sport na bro na afi ato aso. Yakra wo take care. See you tomorrow.